Good evening. Good evening. If we could all take our seats, please. My name is Risha Lauren, and I want to personally thank you for your patience. We were experiencing some technical difficulties, and they are all remedied now. Ladies and gentlemen, family and friends, tonight we gather not in sorrow, but in celebration. A celebration of rhythm, of legacy, of a man whose life was a melody, a straight no chaser kind of soul whose spirit swung in the blue and green of cool nights and the warm valley of Sunday grooves. We are here to honor Sam, a master of the a master of the mystery, a keeper of in a sentimental mood, and the architect of community through every downbeat, every solo, and every quiet nod of, go ahead, take the next chorus. Through his hands, stages were set and stories were told, from the smoky velvet of Churchill grounds, where the whispers of brass met the hush of reverence, in the whisper room, where conversations floated like brush snares in a ballad. He gave us a home in the pulse of Mason Tavern, turned the tables at Apple House into gathering grounds for the musically devout, and served up Bruin Bird with a side of soul, where grooves simmered and swing was always on tap. At 10 ATL, he brought round midnight to life, where torch songs danced with clinking glasses and jam sessions became sermons. Sam was our work song, our Afro Blue, our rhythm section, and our encore. And tonight, we play not just in his memory, but in his echo. So let's not be mourners. Let's be the living proof of his jazz legacy. Take the A train. Find your way to the groove and let this music rise like smoke and celebration into the rafters of remembrance. Welcome to a night of tribute, of improvisation, and of love. Welcome to Sam's Jam. One more time. Onward. For a special presentation, I'd like to welcome to the stage State Representative Long Tran.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Long Tran. I'm a state representative here in Georgia, and it's an honor for me to be here tonight to provide this recognition from the Georgia State Legislature for Sam. So if you give me a minute to read it. A resolution commending Hyung-gung Sam Yi, hereinafter known as Sam Yi, for his trailblazing and extraordinary contributions to Georgia's jazz community and for other purposes. Whereas Sam Yi was a renowned patron, aficionado, and guiding light of jazz music in Atlanta, having co-founded and celebrated former Atlanta Jazz Club Churchill Grounds in the historic Fox Theater building in Midtown. And whereas Sam Yi was born on May 25th, 1963 in Seoul, Korea, the son of the late Sang Hu Yi and Sang Sun Yi, and he immigrated to the United States as an 11-year-old with his parents, eventually settling permanently in the state of Georgia in 1987. And whereas he was the beloved husband of Ok Hyun Nina Yi, who always supported his vision and dreams, and whereas Churchill Grounds, which Sam Yi opened on May 1st, 1997, became a mecca for jazz musicians through his steadfast promotion, helping artists maintain a sense of belonging and providing listeners with a venue to hear the latest talent, nurturing improvised music by giving novices and professionals a place to hone their craft before an enthusiastic audiences. And whereas in 2003, he expanded Churchill grounds to include the Whisper Room stage, where high-profile musicians such as Wynton Marsalis, Harry Connick Jr., the Harper family, Danny, Terry, Terrence, Philip, Darius, and the late Deshaun Harper. And also Lady Gaga performed, while also giving the unknown artists their first break, including Russell Gunn, Liz Wright, Gary Motley, Bernard Lynette, and David Sanchez. And whereas Churchill Grounds officially closed on July 31st, 2016, an occasion marked by a proclamation from the City of Atlanta designating the day as Churchill Grounds Cafe Day. And whereas over the past decade, Sam Yee worked towards providing audiences with a new destination for jazz by organizing jam sessions and pop-up performances at Mason Tavern, Apple House, and his own restaurant, Brew and Bird in Decatur, as well as most recently partnering with the club 10 ATL in East Atlanta with hopes of opening a new Churchill Grounds. And whereas he was the curator and face of an incubator for Atlanta's jazz talent, as well as the reason that jazz is alive in the city to this day, and whereas Sam Yee unfortunately passed away after an illness and joined the ancestors on February 3rd, 2025. He is survived by his mother, Sang Sun Yee, his sister, Lily Yee Giffen, his wife, Nina Yee, and his nieces and nephews. And whereas it is abundantly fitting and proper that the extraordinary accomplishments of this distinguished Georgian and pillar of the jazz community be appropriately recognized. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the House of Representatives that the members of this body commend Hyung Kun Sam Yee posthumously for his many achievements and express the deepest and most sincerest regret at his passing. Be it further resolved that the clerk of the House of Representatives is authorized and directed to make an appropriate copy of this resolution available to the family of Sam Yee. So, thank you.
Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory In accordance with all things Sam, and in the true spirit of Sam, we begin everything with prayer. I, along with Russell Gunn and Larry Wilson, have curated a beautiful evening of musical celebration for you. But I've decided to deviate ever so slightly because I have the mic and I can do that. So I am going to ask, and I wanted to be very clear, I wrote this because of the questions that were asked before 10:22 p.m. while the band was playing A Love Supreme. I want to address the questions that were being asked at 10:22 p.m. while the band was playing A Love Supreme. If you are a jazz musician, a teacher of music, a supporter of the jazz community, I would like for you to stand. Now, don't take your seat. Keep standing, keep standing, keep standing. If you know anything about how especially Black churches work in the South, anytime you participate with the person behind the mic, you have overtly committed to what comes next. This is a litany. When it is your turn, I will signal you. And what you will say is, "We hear you, Sam," and we will keep playing. Y'all want to practice that? We hear you, Sam, and we will keep playing. Needs a little work, but I'll live with it. Musicians, gather your horns, your sticks, your strings, your breath, because jazz does not end with death. Jazz begins again, and with the downbeat. To the saxophonist, bend those notes like you're twisting time itself. Don't let your reeds dry out on the shelf. Commit to the ache of the blues and the fire of bebop. Blow until the ancestors' toes tap and they say stop. To the bassist, walk that line like you're headed to heaven with a swing. Keep the groove alive when the room grows quiet. Make the room rumble with the truth of your tone. Hold that rhythm like it's sacred, and don't you dare let anyone talk during your solo. To the drummers, don't you dare play it safe. Crash cymbals like thunder, tap hi-hats like whispered secrets, and drive the heartbeat of this thing until the world remembers how to feel again. Keep time, and even though sometimes you may bend it. To the pianist, roll those chords like thunderclouds, spread voicings like gospel over chaos, and make space for both silence and fire. Let every key speak for you. To the trumpeters, soar high and unapologetic, scream when necessary, whisper when unexpected. Let your horn speak the names of those gone too soon. Lift your horns in remembrance and resistance. To the vocalist, scat, swing, moan, testify. Tell stories in 6 syllables or 6 octaves. Sing the spirit alive. Don't just sing the song, be the sermon. To all of you, don't water this thing down. Don't play pretty just to be liked. Play honest, play messy, play true. And when in doubt, swing harder. We will not let jazz die in our hands, not on our watch. Play for Sam. Play every elder who ever gave you a solo and a side eye. Play like the next gig depends on it, because this life does. Commit to the melody, the memory, and the movement. Commit to the jazz. Commit to each other. And if someone says jazz is dead, Philistine, hand them a horn, a chart, and a metronome, and kindly tell them you ain't been to the right jam session yet, because we are the jam, we are the joy, we are the jazz. We hear you, Sam, and we will keep playing. Thank you. So let me tell you how the structure goes, because I know you don't have a program, because jazz is not exactly a or programmable thing. So in essence, what will happen is there will be a song and then a presentation, song, presentation. It will go like that. We do ask that you quiet your phones. I do want you to pretend that we are in the whisper room, because Sam is in here with us and he would not appreciate phones going off or loud talking. I have a nice lounge-like area in the back, or you can go to the bar anytime you like. I'm pretty sure this music is going to permeate through the wall, okay? But not through your conversation. And with that, let the music begin.
God has wrought many things out of oppression. He has endowed his creatures with the capacity to create. And out of this capacity has flowed the sweet songs of sorrow and joy that have allowed man to cope with his environment in many different situations.
Jazz speaks for life. The blues tell the story of life's difficulties. And if you think for a moment, you will realize that they take the hardest realities of life and put it into music, only to come out with a new hope or a sense of triumph. This is triumphant music.
Jazz 음악으로 승리한다.
This is triumphant music.
Modern jazz has continued in this tradition, singing the songs of a more complicated urban experience. When life offers no order or meaning, the musician creates order and meaning in the sounds of the earth that flow through his instrument.
It's no wonder that so much of the search for identity among American Negroes was championed by jazz musicians.
Long before modern essayists and scholars wrote of racial identity as a problem for a multiracial world, musicians were returning to their roots to affirm that which was stirring within their souls.
Much of the power of the freedom movement here in the United States has come from this music. It has strengthened us with its sweet rhythms when courage begins to fail. It has calmed us with its rich harmonies when spirits were down.
And now, jazz is exported to the world. For in the particular struggle of a Negro in America, there's something akin to universal struggle of a modern man. Everybody has the blues.
Everyone longs for meaning.
Everybody needs to love and be loved.
Everybody needs to clap hands and be happy.
Everybody longs for faith.
In music, especially this broad category called jazz, there is a stepping stone toward all of these.
throw at us. We got to carry on. After Churchill Grounds unfortunately had to close, he didn't take that as his exit from the jazz community or the nightlife scene or the arts community. He carried on. He started other jam sessions. After, Brew and Bird, he carried on. He said, I'm going to start something else. I'm going to open up something else. And I believe that's what he would say to us today. Let's carry on. It's up to us to carry on. My friend, can you please keep both feet on the ground? I'm begging God to let you stick around. I know that heaven's calling, but do you have time for another round? We've got so much to do, oh can't you see? Think of how amazing it would be. I wish that I could see your face, tell you just how much you mean to me. Now you're on your way. I thought you'd stay a while longer. Thought I was a lot stronger, but it's so hard to comprehend this empty space. No one could take your place. And with your life, you showed us all the way, showed us how to carry on. Just like you carried on. Tears, remembering the good time through the years. Wonder if I ever made it clear just how much I love you. Losing you is now my greatest fear. Now I know for sure what I must do to give of me just like you gave of you. I'll give it everything I have, no matter what the cost, I'll make it through. Yeah. Now you're on your way. I thought you'd stay a while longer. Thought I was a lot stronger, but it's so hard to comprehend this empty space. No one could take your place. And with your life, you showed us all the way. You showed us how to carry on. Just like you carry on. Carried on. Carried on. will carry on just like you carried on. We'll carry on just like you carried on. When peace like a river attendeth my way, sorrow like sea billows roar, whatever my lot, thou hast taught me to carry on, carry on, carry on. We will carry on, just like you carried on. Now you're on your way. We thought you'd stay a while longer. Thought we were so much stronger. But it's impossible. This empty space, no one can take your place. With your life, you showed us all the way. Now we will all carry on.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Apollo Gunn. I am the son of Russell Gunn. Russell couldn't be here today as he's traveling for work. So here speaking on behalf of him, he wanted to leave a message for Sam and a message for everyone. So it's titled For Sam, for Sammy. First, I want to extend my condolences to Nina and the rest of Sam's family and close friends. As you can imagine, for me, this is a difficult and unexpected memorial. Throughout this service, you will hear a lot of expounding on how great a guy Sam was and how much he meant to the jazz community of Atlanta. Which is all true and most definitely needs to be said over and over. But instead of doing that, I'm going to tell you why Sam was my friend. I remember it like it was yesterday. I had just moved to Atlanta from New York, and a good friend of mine was showing me around one night. We stopped by Yin Yang Cafe to see some friends and play while driving me home. He drove me up to 3rd Street, turned on Peachtree Street, and stopped right in front of the establishment. It sat in the middle of the block, connected from Fox Theater, and directed me across from the Georgia Terrace Hotel. My friend pointed and said, "That's Churchill grounds. You should talk to the owner, Sam. He's cool. You should definitely play there. And I did for many years until its closing. There are seemingly infinite number of memories that I share with the rest of the jazz community in Atlanta that took place in that building between 1998 and to 2016 for me. For sitting and listening to Reginald Veal, Greg Hutchinson, and experiencing the greatest feeling you can get from listening to live music when it gets in your soul, it reaches the unknown, when math can no longer equate what is happening. To drink it too much and sit in with Johnny O'Neill in the Whisper Room and sound like complete garbage. To the epic jam session after the D'Angelo concert at the Fox Theater when me, Roy Hargrove, Joe Granson went for blood on each other on the bandstand, then sat at the bar with Sammy and enjoyed each other's company like brothers for the rest of the night. And that's the thing. Sam created an environment that no matter what, we were all equals. From homeless Joe, who Sammy paid to take out the trash, to the guy that wore the kilt and sat at the bar playing war games on his computer. And these is his words, who I'm pretty sure was a former British assassin. To Richard Tang, to Big Al, to Debo, to Lil Jon, to Chromie, to the entire Harper family, etc. All were welcome and felt welcome. Every time I sat down in my same spot at the end of the bar, Sam would ask me for what I wanted to drink and immediately ask, how's Bronwyn, my wife? How's Isis and Apollo and Lene, my children? Mostly, I enjoyed talking about basketball with Sam. Sam loved the San Antonio Spurs because they were one of the first teams to truly be an international team. He loved how players from different cultures, backgrounds, countries could come together for a common goal, the same as we do as musicians. We attended countless Atlanta Hawks games together. And in fact, it was an Atlanta Hawks playoff game in 2011 that I got to see Sam's true heart. Myself, Sam, and my son Apollo were there when the Bulls eliminated the Hawks from the playoffs. Okay. My son was only 11, but he was devastated, crying his eyes out. And Sam just held him, hugged him, and consoled him until he felt better, like he was his own son. It's true. This is why Sam was my friend. There is so much more to say, and I want to say, but I'll end with this. I had just seen Sam about a week prior to his passing. It was a brutally cold night, and a good musician friend of mine was in from Belgium and was stuck in Atlanta on a grounded flight. So I did the same thing my friend had done for me many years before. I took him to meet Sam at 10 ATL. Sam and I caught up, talked about a variety of things. Sam never mentioned to me what he was going through, and I know he just wanted to protect my heart and everyone else's heart that cares so much about him. So to the man from Korea, to Tennessee, to an Atlanta icon, I love you, Sammy. We all love you. Your spirit can never be replaced. And just from my own personal standpoint, this is one thing I have noticed about Sam and how I noticed about this room. It's two words that always come to my mind. It's impact and community. I look around this room, I see a community of people that have impacted not only the jazz community of Atlanta, but my own personal life. And I thank all you guys for that, and I'm forever grateful for Sam for that. So as we guys move forward and we go through our own lives, I want us to always remember the words of community and impact and continue to create an impact in our communities like Sam did. Thank you.
Tribute to one of the most
iconic masterpiece that is more than music to me. It is such a beautiful spiritual journey to me. And they said, I read a book on Love Supreme anyway. John basically went up to the attic in Long Island in his house and just kind of disappeared. And he would only come down to use restroom and eat and just go back up. And he did that for, I think, 3 to 4 weeks. And he finally came out and he said, I have completed this. There's something that's really special. And so what happened was, after he did that, he got together with his battery mate, Jimmy Garrison, Elvin Jones, and McCoy Tyner. And they went to Inglewood, where Rudy Van Gelder's studio was. And he's probably the most prominent record maker at that time. And here's another cool thing. December 9th, when this was recorded. So this is 60 years and 5 days ago when this album was recorded. And then in January, it was actually put out on albums and people were able to enjoy it. There's 4 different parts to this album. Acknowledgement, resolution, pursuance, and song. And my favorite is the second part. Yes. And it really wakes me up and it's such a beautiful spiritual journey for me and people who listen to it. They were talking about, one critic said that a human being alone cannot make music like this. It has to be some sort of a divine intervention or help from above to create something this beautiful and iconic. So this has been really one of the most top 2-3 albums that influenced my life as I continue this jazz journey.
Please welcome the last man that sang the material. Mike Walton on saxophones, Tom Summer on bass, Amy Biggs Jr. on keys, and Will John Roberts on drums. This is John Williams on bass.
Sam Myhyung, you were the older brother I never had, a brother I always looked up to, and a dear friend. You blessed me and everyone in this room so immensely. Your love's impact goes far and beyond all of Atlanta. As I think back, you were the author and producer of some of the greatest memories and treasures in my life. Churchill Grounds was my favorite place on earth ever since I first moved to Atlanta in 2000 as a recent college grad. Churchill Grounds was my go-to spot when I needed my jazz fix, or when I wanted to impress my dates, business clients and partners, and partake in wonderful conversations. You helped develop and elevate my appreciation for fine wine, spirits, beer, and cigars, and see them as a vehicle to deepen and enhance a meal, moments, time with friends. our Monday night game gatherings and dinners with all the laughs, and how the group of us have now become family. Our trip to Costa Rica and all the great live sporting events we attended together. And even prior to your alpha dog Messi, the time spent at your house, often with Nina's amazing cooking. We shared a lot, and I know you've given such amazing and beautiful memories to countless others. I hope you're having a blast with the good Lord, your dad, the great jazz and sport legends you so endeared. You were so missed. We love you, brother. Nina, Lily, and family, thank you so much for giving me the honor and privilege to spend so much time with Hyung the last couple of days he was here on Earth. I deeply, absolutely cherished being with him until the very end, and just loved how all of us sent him off and up to a love supreme. Thank you. Love you, Sam.
One of the, I call it one of the members of the squad. These are a group of cats that hung out at Bruinberg religiously every week on Thursdays, and this gentleman was a part of that group of guys, and such a close friend of Sam's. And such an important member of our community as well. I'll let him give the story behind this tune as he comes up, but would y'all clap your hands for the great Fareed Williams.
Annyeonghaseyo. To the Yi family, I want to say thank you, Kamsahamnida, on behalf of all of the musicians who Sam gave a place to become who it is we always wanted to be. For the great man that you gave us, who was with us, oftentimes when you may have rather that he had been with you. During COVID, Brother Mike, Brother John, Derek and myself would be there almost every night. There was nothing else to do. We would sit and we would learn from Sam about terroir. We would learn all of these, fancy, sommelier, we would learn all of these terms about the finer things in life because he was a great curator of life. Best friend Robert is nodding his approval. Yes, indeed he was. And so we were shared with the lovely things that Sam had gathered from all over the world. Often on those nights, it would get into the wee hours and nobody wanted to go home. You never did if you were with Sam. He would say, brothers, I'm going home. Got used to this routine. I'm going home to my lovely wife. So one day I asked Sam, I said, Sam, if you were going to dedicate a song to Nina, your lovely wife, what song would it be? And it was a song from the John Hartman, John Coltrane record called My One and Only Love. So to Nina, on behalf of all the musicians who have shared your husband with you time and time again, and you have been so patient with us, my one and only love.
The very thought of you makes my heart sing like an April breeze on the wings of spring, and you appear in all of your splendor, my one and only love. The shadows fall and spread their mystic charm in the hush of night, while you're in my arms. I give myself in sweet surrender, my one and only love. The touch of your hand is like heaven. It's a heaven that I've never known. The blush on your cheek whenever I speak tells me that you are my own. You fill my eager heart with such desire. Every little kiss you give sets my soul on fire. I want to give myself in sweet surrender, my one and only love. Bridge. The touch of your hand feels like heaven. It's a heaven that I've never known. The blush on your cheek whenever I speak tells me that you are my own. You fill my eager heart with such desire. Every kiss you give sets my soul on fire. I wanna give myself in sweet surrender. My one and my one. Nina, you are Sam's one and only love.
In the picture that you see on the screen is the last time Fareed sang that song for Nina and Sam. The bouquet that Nina was presented contains 23 white roses in honor of what will be Sam and Nina's 23rd wedding anniversary on April 15th of this year. It also contains 2 red roses to represent their everlasting love. We love you, Nina. Thank you.
I said, I love everybody, and thank you for coming here. Maybe I believe Sam is in the heaven, and he's now the happiest guy, no doubt. Yeah, and he's all the time be with you, us. Thank you. Thank you for coming here. Thank you so much.
Can we give it up one more time for Mr. Fareed Williams? All right. That song was for Nina, but I'm looking around the room and I see some shoulders that done got closer. Looking into each other's eyes, getting glossy. You know the love is real when you look in her eyes and you get a little glaze. You know what I'm talking about, Ralph. That's how you keep them. You got to look them in the eye and get a little, got to let the furrow, got to let the brow kind of scrunch up a little bit. I love you, baby. I love you. You got to let your voice get real deep and whisper like that. I love you, baby. Try it, John. Just lose. After 26 years, what happens is just like, you just look at her and be like, yeah, you know what it is. She's like, yeah, I know what it is. Is that what it is? All right, I'm on my way there. Y'all ready back there? All right, I'm just kind of filibustering for the video to get ready. Y'all ready for the next video? All right, here we go.
First, I just once again want to extend my sincerest condolences to the family of Sam Yee, his lovely and beautiful wife, Nina, his wonderful sister, Lily, and all of his friends and family, his mother, everybody who loved him as much as I did. I definitely just want to extend my condolences to all of you. I know the Atlanta jazz community is really hurting right now, as they should. We lost who I would consider to be the godfather of the Atlanta jazz scene for the past 40 years. I've known Sam since I was 10, 11 years old. My father actually started performing at Churchill Grounds when they first opened in the late 90s. And he also started the Danny Harper Jazz Jam Session in 2000. And I started going to Churchill Grounds, playing more drums than when I was in middle school, at Ibn Middle School. And Sam took a liking to me right away, of course, just considering who my father was and my mother and the whole Harper family, the legacy that was, and what that meant to the city and to the Atlanta jazz scene and to the jazz scene in general. He naturally took a liking to me, and he treated me like a son. In fact, he would always call me his son, and I was one of two people that he considered his son outside of his family. And I always appreciated that. He definitely treated me as such. The first drink I ever had, I had with Sam. The first cigar I ever smoked was with Sam. The first date I ever been on was at Churchill Grounds. And Sam was there with me and for me in some of the most pivotal parts of my life and my upbringing and my formative years and into manhood. He was a part of a lot of special memories, and he gave me a lot of invaluable advice and lessons about life throughout the years when it came to everything, when it came to finances, when it came to relationships, when it came to music even. Sam wasn't a musician per se. He was a connoisseur of the music, but he loved the music and was a historian and definitely knew as much about the music as most musicians, if not more. And he was a great teacher. He was a great teacher, but in a way that one would be receptive to teachings. And what I mean by that is oftentimes I think,
parent kid relationship a lot of times can be very difficult because a lot of the times parents have a very strict and maybe even sometimes discouraging way of trying to raise their children. Some of that is necessary. But to have a mentor like Sam, who was like a father figure, but not necessarily your dad, there was a more, or should I say, a less abrasive approach that he would have when he would tell me or give me lessons about life. And very encouraging, very loving. There's so many stories that I have about Sam, but I'm just very grateful for what he has done for me, for my family, and for the Atlanta jazz community for so long. Sam is a servant. I think he always looked at himself as being a servant of humanity. And that's what we as musicians should strive to be. Not necessarily just the focal point, not just the star of the show, but we should look at ourselves as a servant of humanity, as a means to inspire and to give and show love and be an instrument, not just playing one, but actually being one that is connected and that is understanding of the people that you're playing for. That's inspiring love and courage and hope. Sam was all of those things. And he really loved the music. He really loved people. He was all about fellowship. Even when it was time for him to go home after midnight, sometimes at church or when the shows was over, he would want to stay behind another 2, 3, or 4 hours to fellowship, to break bread and talk music and life and sports with the people that he loved the most. Nobody had to sacrifice more than his wife, Nina, because I know for a fact firsthand that at least 5 or 6 days out the week, he was gone probably at least 14 or 15 hours a day, at least. And he was working. He was always working. I mean, he was a workaholic. It was nonstop. Nina, I just want to tell you that my heart is with you. I love you so much. Thank you for sharing Sam with all of us over the last 3.5 decades. Thank you. He means so much to us, and Lord knows, I know he meant so much to you. And I just really appreciate you once again for sharing him with us. Thank you to Lily, his wonderful sister. Sam has told me on many occasions that he wouldn't be who he was and wouldn't have had the freedom and flexibility to really push this music forward if you wasn't there taking care of y'all's mother. And getting a chance to really see you in action over these last few weeks since Sam has passed has really been inspiring. Honestly, I can see that Sam's determination and fire and just his lust for life is clearly inherited. You know, y'all, it's in the genes. It obviously is in the genes, and you're such a wonderful representation of your family, and you remind me so much of Sam. Honestly, like the female version of Sam, and it's amazing to see how you've moved with so much grace, you know, during this whole process. And I have so much respect and so much love for you. And I just hope, and I'm pleading with the Atlanta jazz community and just the jazz community in general to be there for Sam's family, to really be there for them, not just today. We all know how funerals go. You know, it's everybody shows up at the funeral, and after that, everybody goes on their way. And life is lifing for all of us. So I don't want to belittle our feelings or what we have to do moving forward beyond today. But it is important that we all do a better job of staying in better communication with each other and really showing Sam's family that we love them, not just by being here today, but by also continuously checking on them thereafter. Whatever they need, whatever we can do to help ease the stress and the burden of this hard loss. If we can just make sure that we stay in touch at the very least, whatever we can do to help financially moving forward, whatever we can help to do to preserve the legacy of Churchill Browns, and let's do that, and let's do that together. I want to end by saying I want to say a special thanks to Lily Patel and Bonnie Yun, both of whom were responsible for helping me reach out to Caesar Mitchell some time ago, over a decade ago now, to be able to honor Churchill Browns and honor Sam Yee back in 2015, 2016, and providing Sam Yee with his own Churchill Browns Day. That wouldn't have been possible if it wasn't for Lily and Bonnie, and of course the great Caesar Mitchell. So thank y'all so much for helping to make that happen. And I'm grateful that we got a chance to honor him while he was still alive. And let's continue to do so. Even after his passing, let's continue to honor him forever. Much love to Churchill Browns. Much love to the Atlanta Jazz community. Much love to Sam Yee's family, his wonderful mother, his beautiful sister, and his wonderful and amazing wife, Nina. Thank y'all once again for sharing Sam with us. Nothing but love to y'all. And let's continue to fellowship in his name. To Sam. And look forward during the Atlanta Jazz Festival. Sam, along with my brother, Deshaun Harper. And also looking forward to celebrating Sam and his legacy in New York.
Give it up for Terrence Harper. I guess he had to go. Big love to the Harper family. Terrence probably forgot to mention this on purpose, but funny thing about Sam is Sam's nickname for Terrence Harper was Billy D. Williams. So there he is. Y'all good up for Terrence? I just want to point out that you got to be some kind of celebrity to be in the building but still have your remarks by video. Celebrities don't even Terrence is he's some kind of guy. All right. So right now we're gonna have a very special musical presentation. I want to bring up the great Kevin Bales again. Give it up for Kevin Bales. Kevin Smith. Some really amazing pillars of our jazz community are going to join us on this one. The great Joe Granston. Can y'all get up for Joe Granston? I want to say publicly that Joe, I learned so much from Joe. I really did. And he's one of the people that I have Sam to thank for being able to meet. I met Joe at Apple House during those jam sessions there, and I got the amazing opportunity to play in his big band for a while and to do some things with him. And just observing Joe is one of the reasons why I'm the host that I am. People, respect my hosting skills, and it's in large part because of being able to watch this cat talk trash to a room on a weekly basis. It's your fault. Shut up, John. All right. Another great pillar of our jazz community, someone who has been instrumental in pushing the music forward in many different ways, Mr. Kebby Williams. Can you give it up for Kebby Williams? And also joining us, the incredible Mr. Mace Hibbard. Mace, give it up for Mace, another pillar of our community. We're going to do something very special right now. We're going to play a tune by the great Miles Davis. This tune is entitled 7 Steps to Heaven. It is by who? Victor Feldman wrote the song, recorded by Miles Davis. Real special thing about this tune is that this was the last album that Sam played himself. So we're paying homage and tribute to Sam with this great tune, and we hope you enjoy it. 7 Steps to Heaven, featuring Joe Granston, Kevy Williams, Mace Hibbard, Kevin Smith, Kevin Bales, and Larry Wilson.
How's it sound so far? Yeah. I know, man. Just can't resist, man. I know.
We're going to keep this train moving, shall we? I would like to invite the wonderful Miss Julie Dexter to the microphone. Give it up for Miss Julie Dexter. Joining her will be Kenny Banks Jr. on the piano. Give it up for Kenny Banks Jr. I ain't gonna say nothing about your little outfit. I know that's what you want, but I'm not gonna do it. Let me get Mr. Derek Scott didn't bring his guitar. Very professional. So we're gonna, okay. I'm playing, Derek, I'm playing. All right, let me have Kebby Williams, Jay Hammond, and can I get Mr. Gordon Burnick up here for this? Give it up for Gordon Vernick, man, another pillar in the community. The name of this tune that we're about to play for you is entitled Blue Monk. And Julie's gonna sing the lyrics. Ain't that special? And it's gonna be amazing. Could you clap your hands for Miss Julie Dexter one more time?
Good evening to Nina, to the Sam Yee family. We thank you for giving us Sam. We thank you for the space he created for us to grow, to cultivate, to fall and make mistakes. I personally can give you a story, if you don't mind, like a second. So I'm from England and I come here to Atlanta and I'm discovering my voice, my way. And I find this little room next to the Fox Theater. And it's a space where I feel safe, supported, and seen. And I was able to grow amongst legends, living and fallen. And Sam, he saw me, little old me, from little old England. And he made me feel like I was a legend. One time, I did a show, and I had sang one of my favorite ballads called Moonlight in Vermont. And after that performance, he came up to me and was like, man, Julie, man, you sang that song. Man, you sing better than Beyonce. I was like, man, come on, Sam, really? But what I understood in that moment, he saw the magic of interpretation of a song, of music, of sounds. And I felt that he meant it. Clearly, Beyonce is Beyonce. But Julie Dexter is also Julie Dexter. So thank you, Sam, for seeing me, recognizing me and hearing my voice amongst the legends that came into your little room and made magic. Come on, Smitty. Going along, life is your own, but the cost sometimes is dear. Being complete, knowing defeat, keeping on from year to year. Take some doing, bunker is the blues you hear, keeping on from year to year. Life is a school, less you're a fool, but the learning brings you pain. Knowing at once you're just a dust, trial and error, loss and gain. It takes some doing. Life is a slow, slow train. Trial and error, loss and gain. Finding your one place in the sun. There must be an easy way.
showering deep. Nothing is cheap. Measure by the trust you pay. It takes some doing. Mocha is a blue highway. Measure by the blues you pay. Going along, long, long, life is your own. But the cost sometimes is deep. Yeah. Being complete, knowing defeat, keeping on from year to year to year to year. It takes some doing. Mocha is the blues you hear, keeping on from year to year to year to year to year to year. Come on, Kenny. Going along, life is your own, but the cost sometimes is dear. Being complete, knowing defeat, keeping on from year to year to year to year. It takes some doing. Mockery is the blues you hear. Keeping on, keeping on, keeping on from year to year. Life is a school. Yes, you're a fool. But the learning brings you pain. But the learning brings you pain. Knowing that once you're just a dunce. Trial and error, loss and gain. Trial and error, loss and gain. Tricks I'm doing. Mockery is the blues you hear. Keep it on from year to year. Yeah, 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 yeah. Thank you.
One more time for Julie Dexter, y'all. Sheesh. One more time for Kevin Smith on the bass. The Bishop. Now we will have some special words from Howard. Y'all give him your ear. Clap your hands for Howard, y'all.
To be brilliant, be brief, and be gone. I will not be long. Sam, I am. That was how I always greeted my dear and beloved friend, Hong Kyu Yi. If you think about it, Sam is his nickname. And we've already heard Sam love nicknames, especially for the folks he was fond of. Billy D, he hates that, but I'm gonna keep saying it, Billy D. Williams. BMW, the ultimate sax machine. We've heard from him tonight. Gun Fu, we've heard from him and his progeny tonight. Hammer Time. And MIT Mike, to name a few. I was doing my best to give him a nickname, one that reflected my fondness for him and went beyond the Americanized name he let us call him. Sam, I am. Yes, it's a lift from Dr. Seuss's children's book, Green Eggs and Ham. But as I was preparing this reflection, I realized it has a much greater significance. Sam was among the most gracious and giving people I've had the privilege of knowing. I was in heaven when I came upon his beloved Churchill grounds. I found a place to hear the music I love with people I came to know and love just as much. All of the cats, and I mean all of the cats, and if you're wondering what that means, look around the room. They are literally all here, except for those that are traveling and performing, which is a testament to Sam. All of the cats would always be there. The Thursday night jam session was must-see TV. You never knew who would show up, but you always knew it would be killing. That was Sam's word for a good set, a good tune, or a good performance. And as you've heard, after that last set ended, many of us would stay around to sit, talk, share a libation or cigar until the wee hours of the morning. Yeah, some of us knew we had to work the next day, but the aura and essence of the place, the people, and especially Sam, wouldn't let you leave. I lived, loved, laughed, and learned much during those sessions from all of the cats, but especially from Sam. One night, a gentleman strode purposefully into the spot as I sat at the bar. From his appearance, I surmised he may be unhoused, and I was a little unnerved because I didn't think he was there to play music. I glanced over at Sam behind the bar, and he kept working, not even looking up. My gaze returned to the gentleman as he walked past me. I turned back to Sam. Look, he's still working. And the man then went to the back of Churchill. He returned with 2 trash bags. He walked out, was gone for a while, and he came back in without the trash bags. But this time he strode over to Sam. Sam greeted him warmly, gave him a glass of water, a container of water, and some food. Only then did Sam turn, walk over to me, and he said, "Howard, that's Joe." He further explained that when people treated him respectfully, he would return that to them in kind. I felt ashamed of my gut reaction, but took that to heart and watched Sam do that again, over and over, and countless times with countless others, regardless of their station in life. Joe, or as you heard him refer to earlier, Homeless Joe, he had a Facebook page and a business card and the whole nine, Homeless Joe. We became fast friends. And on those late nights and early mornings, Joe would walk me to my car saying, "It's not safe in them streets, Howard. Okay, gotta watch out." So as I thought about it, when I said, "Sam, I am," it was as much for me as it was for him. Sam remains my dearest friend and someone I strive to be like daily. I miss him terribly and get misty and tearful whenever I remember that he's away from us now. But as I see all of you, I am reminded of him. He brought us together, and he wants us to stay together. That's what he would do. Let's make that what we would all do. Sam, I am. Sam, we are.
It was good afternoon, now it's good evening. To Nina, Lily, Bob, family members, and Sam's beloved jazz musicians. Gundi and I, Gundi being my wife, extends our sincere condolences for your loss. The pain, the hurt, the emptiness that you feel, that we feel, at this moment would not endure forever. Psalms 30, verse 5, while weeping may endure for a night, joy will come in the morning. This signifying that even in difficult times, God's favor and restoration are guaranteed. This verse also emphasized the importance of trusting in God, timing, trusting in God's timing. I am the resurrection and the life, and he does keep his word and makes no mistakes. Well, it was 24 years ago, early fall 2001. Gundi and I were sitting on the veranda of the Georgian Terrace Hotel, across the street from the Fox Theater. For me, this was the perfect spot for sitting outside and enjoying a good cigar and cocktail. The weather was just beginning to get cool. I said to our server, I need to find a new spot. He said, go across the street to Churchill Grounds. We had just moved to Midtown, and I was not familiar with Churchill Grounds. So we ventured across the street and entered the last door on the right, facing the Fox, following our service direction. When we entered, we were greeted by a person behind the bar, and his name was Neil. As I looked around, the decor was nice. The paintings on the wall, the paneling, my kind of place. Neil was still setting up for the evening and informed us that the owner would be here shortly. This Korean guy walked in soon after, appeared, and greeted us. Hi, my name is Sam. We introduced ourselves and said that we were new to the area. And I needed a place where I could smoke cigars indoors. It was getting cool. Sam welcomed us very graciously. That's Sam. Small talk ensued. And during our conversation, Sam said to us, make Churchill Grounds an extension to your living room. This was the beginning of a friendship that would prove to be life-changing. I took Sam up on his word, his suggestion, and I truly am glad that I did. Churchill Grounds became a place for Gundi and I to grow our relationship. Socially, meeting some wonderful people, Dave Pratt, developing forever friendships, and listening to some amazing music. Thursday's jam sessions were simply off the chain. Sam's hospitality and generosity to Gundi and me was second to none. A breath of fresh air and a foundation for a new and a very much appreciated friendship. Over the years, as time passed by, I witnessed the essence of Sam Yee. This man is love. Love that was expressed in his actions. Not only towards me, but to others as well. Christmas season of 2001, Sam told Gundi and me that he was having a Christmas party at Churchill's and that he would be collecting gifts, which he would distribute to persons in need in the area. Gundi and I were impressed with Sam's desire to make a difference. Sam's desire to make a difference. I saw Sam feed many people less fortunate from his kitchen, thanks to Nina, at Churchill Grounds. In return, they demonstrated their appreciation by performing some maintenance tasks. Small stuff that made a difference. Back to Homeless Joe. Sam loved jazz music, an art form he credited to his mother, to me. He credited his mother for introducing him to jazz. His love for jazz music benefited countless numbers of musicians and patrons. He gave he gave jazz musicians in Atlanta a place to develop their skills, encouragement to push themselves to be better, and a place to just hang out. The people I met there and the conversations were amazing. All because of Sam's love. All because of Sam's love for jazz music and his commitment for supporting the art. But it was Sam's love for others that stood out to me. His love for Nina was unwavering. His love for his family was unquestionable. His love for his friends was unending. His love for me was uplifting. My life was changed forever. I love you, Sam. And I miss you terribly. Until we meet again.
Yes, indeed. Right now, we're going to keep this train moving with a tune by the great Sonny Rollins entitled St. Thomas. We're featuring Gordon Burdick on this one. Give it up for Gordon Burdick again. Actually, because the hour is so far well spent, I'm going to skip a tune. I'm going to skip this tune. Let's do Night in Tunisia. I hear somebody, that was the right decision, wasn't it? Good, good. That's why they pay me $5 extra.
All right. So we're going to do Night in Tunisia. Gordon Vernick still is doing this with us. Kenny Banks Jr., Tommy Sauter, John Roberts. Where you at, John Roberts? Sorry, you got to play again. I know. See, John is so famous that when he plays, it's a cost that goes with it. So we had to negotiate with his team. So we will be taking up an offering after this just to afford John Roberts. Okay. Frankie Quiones. Can you get up for Frankie Quiones on percussion and his mustache? Mace Hibbard. Mace Hibbard, where are you? Mace, give it up for Mace Hibbard. We hope that you'll enjoy this rendition of Night in Tunisia.
Hey, before we start, I'm improvising right now. I'm not on the menu, but I gotta say something. I was with Sam in the beginning. You know, I think I came around in '98, and we started some of the first live events at Churchill Grounds. I think it was like Johnny O'Neill and Eric Vaughn and them might have been the first ones to ever go there. Just, you know, I think they went in with just asked Sam like, hey man, can we play? And Sam's like, yeah, because he loved jazz. And then me and Joe Granston started the first regular nights there, and Kenny Banks Sr. And I think it was like, I started doing Monday nights, and then Danny Harper was doing Tuesday nights, and then Joe Granston was doing Wednesdays, and then we had the Latin night on Thursdays, and then Friday and Saturdays could be anything. And all the famous jazz people would come, Wynton, Roy, Josh Redman. I seen all kind of people come, you know, people from the Fox. You know, I play with Derek Trucks Band. They came over, Enrico Scott, J-Mo, all those people, they were playing with the Allman Brothers at the Fox, and they came over. And they tell me stories now of not knowing who I was and seeing me at Churchill Grounds playing. You know, and always remembering that. And now I play with them, got Grammy with them. And, and that's just one of the names of all the people who would come to Churchill Grounds, you know, people who played at the Fox, you know, like they said, D'Angelo played, and Russell Gunn was on the gig, and with Roy Hargrove, and they came and did this super jam. And this was all the time. And Sam was a staple, like for real. I know y'all all know this, but this was the Jazz Club of Atlanta, man. Like Churchill Grounds. I go out of town. I had free flights one time, and anywhere I would go, you know, people would be like, "Yeah, well, what's up in Atlanta? I heard about Churchill Grounds," and I'd be like, "Yeah, that's the spot." You know, you had a couple of other spots. You had Just Jazz. You had Dante's Down the Hatch, but Churchill Grounds was it.
So I'm not going to talk too much longer, but I also will say that right out of college, I came back to Atlanta, and Churchill Grounds was the first place I did my first gig as Kebby Williams. It was the Kebby Williams project. I had never done any Kebby Williams gig ever. I was just straight out of college. And Sam was so open-minded. I gave Sam sax lessons, you know. And yeah, he was all right. Well, he's okay. But yeah, man. So I owe a whole lot to Sam, Debbie, Rich, Chris, the original crew. You know, and Sam let me do whatever I wanted to do, and I just owe. You know, that was my first place to do something, man. You know, and everything I've done. You know, and also too, when Churchill closed, you know, I opened up a place too because I'm just trying to be like Sam and keep the things going, man. And I opened up the gallery, and Sam came and supported me like he always did. And then, you know, when he went to 10, you know, and Bruin Bird, you know, I mean, Sam was just like someone said, a servant. And, you know, and I'm trying to be like Sam, you know, and thank you, Sam. And thank you to Sam's family for everything. All right, so we're going to play.
Jazz. All right. We know the hour is far spent. That's a Black church colloquialism. And if you have you ever been in a part of a Black church, you know that a 3.5 hour funeral or memorial service is light work. These can go on. If you watched Aretha Franklin's funeral, that was a 6 or 7 hour situation. They brought bag lunches and sleeping bags for that funeral. Sam Yee to us is just as important. And it's great that all of these great musicians and artists came to salute our general, Mr. Sam Yee. Clap your hands one more time. Now we will have Sam's sister to come up and give us some. Yeah, you can, it's up to you. Lily has been so great and strong during this process. Can we clap our hands for Miss Lily? Before she starts, I just want to make mention of one or two things. Number one, I want to give a shout out to Joe Seymour, who is the owner of 1018. So instrumental in that last phase of Sam's giving to our city and our world. They partnered together to do that 10ATL Jazz Jam session, and they have kept it going for over 6 years, and we're going to keep it going even further in Sam's honor. I want you guys to know that the Churchill Grounds dream is not dead. That through Joe and his partners and the musician community of Atlanta, we are going to see to it that Churchill Grounds, the second phase, opens and continues to serve this community. So if you want to find out how you can support and help us make that dream happen and come to fruition, please be in touch with Risha and Joe and John and the family of Sam Yee so that you can find out how to support and to keep that vision pushing forward. Is that all right? This is a verbal contract. Is that all right? That's what I'm talking about. All right, without further ado, Miss Lily Giffen, I'm sorry, with her words of comfort.
It's a long day, so I appreciate it. One of the things I admire most about my brother Sam, who's 18 months older than me, was his ability to turn every moment together so memorable. Today, we got to experience his favorite music played by his beloved artists, filled with all the people he loved. As we reflect on Sam's life today, let's take a moment to express our gratitude for the lessons that he taught us. Sam showed us the value of living life with passion, cherishing every moment, and caring for one another. I'm confident that his spirit will continue to guide us, and the memories we share will keep his light alive in our hearts. Thank you, Sam, for the laughter, the love, the countless beautiful memories. We are better for having known you, and though we miss you dearly, we are forever grateful for the time we shared. May we honor your legacy by living fully, loving deeply, and cherishing every precious moment. Nina and our family are beyond grateful for sharing this memorable day together, as many of you have shaped Sam to be the man he was. Thank you, Nadia with Laudermilk, for gifting us with this wonderful place for us to celebrate Sam. When Nina came to see it, she told me that Sam would have loved this place. So thank you. Thank you, Raisha. Lauren. Oh, okay. I got to dance because when I'm about to cry, I'm going to dance. Okay, so thank you, Raisha, Lauren, for pulling this all together along with John Hammond and Mike Durham. We truly couldn't have done this without you. And thank you to the artists for dedicating your talent and time for all of us to enjoy in Sam's memory. God bless you all.
Have you had a good time? Have you had a good time? Would Sam have been happy? I think so too. I want to once again, I have to double down on this. Nadia Rahali, girl, thank you. Thank you. If I had 10,000 tongues, it would not be enough to say that she opened these doors. She offered her staff, Miss Angela, they have been a godsend. The Laudermilk Center is my favorite place, and I'm just gonna come here to hang out. I'm just coming to hang out. Thank you. And in saying that, Mike Durham and John Hammond, I have enjoyed this leg of our friendship. I hate that we had to lose Sam to get here, but I'm so honored to know that I get to walk into tomorrow with the two of you. This was made so much easier because I had each one of you. I could not have done this without you. We could not have done this without each other. Thank you. Lily, you didn't know me. Every time Lily said, well, we need to get this done, there was a little thin finger saying, well, what about, so I want to organize something, that little thin finger. And then, well, what about the music? And then there's that little thin finger, and that little thin finger belonged to the Charlotte Clark Wilson. Thank you. Thank you. You believed that everything that Lily needed to celebrate Sam, you thought it possible because I was going to be able to do it. And thank you for believing in me. It was audacious. I am exhausted, but I love you. We have to talk about how you volunteer me from stuff going forward. But honestly, if Charlotte hadn't done it, Lily, I would have laid down everything for Sam Yee. That was my friend. That is my friend. He will be my friend always. So thank you and your family for trusting me to make this possible. To our wonderful hostess for the evening, Kanae, Fawn, Tommy, Star, and Charlotte, the beautiful ladies who greeted you upon entering, thank you all for volunteering your time and just riding with me through this whole thing. I want to give a very, very special thank you to Antonio, Christina, Jackie, and Chris. Y'all partook of an open bar, did you not? And these 4 people, along with Monday Night Brewing, made that open bar possible. Thank you. Following this, if you're up to it and you ain't scared of a little rain, we're going to keep the party going at 10 ATL because that's what we do. We got to have a jam. There has to be a hang. It's Sam. There has to be a hang. Like, until we're going to ride the storm out together. We'll be all right. Just get there, okay? Just get there. So to Joe and Olivia, thank you so much for opening your doors and saying yes when I asked. You're like, yeah. Joe was like, cool, run it. And I appreciate that. So with that, we are going into what I like to call the benediction. Following the benediction, we will join us outside because it's Sam. So in proper Sam fashion, we're going to have a little communion. I know y'all wonder where the liquor was. It's out there. It's out there. We were adhering to the Loudermilk Center's rules, okay? So we will have a bourbon communion following the benediction. And you will know, and this is what I want you to do. There's a video that's going to be played. At the end of that video, if we're all locked in, y'all locked in? We here. Y'all ready? Sam is going to do his own benediction with the help of these fine musicians. So at the end of it, a collective amen. And so it is. Ashe. God bless. Hallelujah. Onward. Thank you.
These songs of freedom, that's all I ever had. Redemption song, redemption song.
the church said, Amen.
Thank you to all the musicians. Give it up for all the musicians that took part today. As we said before, give it up for Ali on the djembe. Once again, the jam session is happening tonight at 10 ATL. We encourage you to come out. I think the weather should be fine in South Atlanta. East Atlanta, the weather should be pretty cool. North of Atlanta, we'll see. But if you're anywhere south of Atlanta, in downtown area, you'll be fine. Come out and hang out tonight at 10 ATL for the official jam session honoring Sam Yee. We hope to see you there. Getting travel on y'all on the way out.
It's still not on. Please join us in the lobby for the Bourbon Communion and toast to Sam. And don't forget to validate your parking for free parking. Again, join us in the lobby for a bourbon toast to Sam. And do not forget to validate your parking. Thank you.